Here we go. Alright, fellow boxing fans. So, another good fight in junior middleweight division, 154 pounds, comes on October 6, when Baysangurov defends his WBO title against Conecny, which will take place in Kiev, Ukraine. Baysangurov is an emerging star, originally from glorious Chechnya, mashallah, and now hailing from the Russian Federation. After having a great amateur experience, he turned pro in 2004. As a professional already, he has 28 fights with 27 victories and 20 of them by KO, and only one defeat. Judging by his high KO ratio, Baysangurov has a good power and fighting spirit, and he also has a pretty decent technique. Already in 2006, he defeated Marco Antonio Rubio by a 12-round unanimous decision, proving that he belonged to the top class. His single defeat, though, came in 2008 when he lost to Cornelius Bundrich, a current IBF champ. It was rather a close fight, with Baysangurov having better moments, when suddenly around 5 he was hit by a lucky loopy right hand to the head, which was immediately followed by another right, which put Baysangurov on a canvas. He beat the count, but the referee stopped the fight. I cannot say now how legitimate that stoppage was, but I do hope that Baysangurov has a great opportunity to revenge that loss while unifying WBO and IBF titles. In 2011, Baysangurov won the interim WBO title by a first-round KO over Mike Miranda. So, how Baysangurov is doing now? Well, we can always make a good judgment on boxer's current status by his previous fight. In his last fight, which took place in April of this year, 2012, Baysangurov successfully defended his WBO title versus Michael Soro from France. Baysangurov was the aggressor and was beating Soro from the beginning, and most likely Baysangurov would knock Soro out. But unfortunately for Baysangurov, that fight was refereed by Mickey Van, one of the worst referees in boxing. In round 9, Baysangurov caught Soro with a very good liver punch. It was a very clean liver punch, by the way, which sent Soro into a knockdown. But Soro displayed a masterful acting, pretending he had some kind of injury in his back, and it was a low blow, something like that. Well, sort of. And you had to be real blind not to see that it was a clean liver punch. But the referee bought that pretension by Soro, or well, he pretended he bought it, and instead counting a knockdown, the referee gave Soro time to recover while getting into face of Baysangurov with some silly warnings, while giving Soro a chance to recover from the knockdown. The same happened in round 10. Baysangurov hit Soro's body, and honestly it was punch on the belt, not so clean, but it was not below the belt. So Soro pretended again that it was a low punch, wincing and grimacing, and the referee, instead of counting a knockdown, warned Baysangurov for a low blow. And Soro was losing that fight in every turn and kept grabbing Baysangurov and turning the fight into a very messy affair. And the referee, instead of warning and punishing Soro for grabbing, kept intervening and getting in face of Baysangurov and pulling them apart every time when Baysangurov had an upper hand. Yes, Baysangurov won that fight by 12-round decision, but referees like Mike Van with this low professional standard are the embarrassment of boxing. Especially being from England, the birth country of boxing, Mickey Van dealt a double measure of disgrace to boxing. Thanks God he's retired now. Now, Conecny, hailing from his native Czechoslovakia, Conecny is a son of a professional boxer and himself had a very good amateur career. Later he turned pro in 2001. As an old pro, he amassed 51 fights with 48 victories, 23 of them by KO. So he is a good knockout artist as well. He had 3 losses by decisions in very close fights against very good boxers. He already fought once for the WBO title in 2008, when he lost to Sergey Zinzeruk by majority decision. His last fight he won decisively in April 2012 by stopping Salim Larbi from France in 7th round. Now, comparing Baysangurov and Conecny, I should say that in a way they have similar boxing styles. They both are type kind of boxers, come forward boxers who put lots of pressure on the opponents and throw a lot of punches from both hands. They both will be very determined to win this particular fight. Baysangurov is a young and hungry lion who has a lot to prove to the world that he is in the top for real. Besides, he's the first boxing world champion from Chechnya, and he fully understands the gravity of the honor, knowing that the entire country is looking at him. And Conecny, in his turn, who finally, at age 33, got another shot at the title, obviously fully realizes that it might be his last chance to validate his long career. So he needs no encouragement, and he will be no less determined to make it than Baysangurov. So who will win? Good question. Well, considering all of the above, it will be a very stiff competition, and the fight will be intense and very close, about 50-50, though I believe that Baysangurov has a slight edge, which will be enough to win this fight, most likely by 12-round decision. Though there is a slight chance for a late round KO or a severe cut, which is possible also to happen due to the mutual forward coming style, which also can stop the fight. Even though Baysangurov is a good fighter, I must say that his technique has some flaws which need to be fixed. He does not take advantage of his tall stature and long arms in order to keep his opponents at the distance. In fact, in my opinion, this particular flaw was in a great degree to blame for his loss to Bangrage, the shorter fighter who managed to impose his short distance fight on Baysangurov. He also knows only one way of moving, straight forward, which limits his offense and defense capability, and he does not use lateral movements, which could make his defense more efficient, allowing him to deliver attacks on the unpredictable angles. I hope his new trainer will pick up on this key to improve Baysangurov's performance in the future. So, in order to win this fight, being Baysangurov, I would use my jab to keep the shorter Conecny at the distance. I would also use my jab to set up my straight right, followed by the left hook. I would do lots of lateral moves, left and right, in order to confuse Conecny and make my attacks more unpredictable and efficient. So, being Conecny, and to win in his turn, I would use my short stocky stature and this low gravity center to my advantage by moving forward relentlessly and push taller and lanky Baysangurov backward and off the balance with my big muscular, shoulders like a bumper, in order to diminish Baysangurov's offensive ability and keep the fight in close quarters to my own advantage. When on the attack, Conecny must start working body and transferring his attacks to the head all the time. Start the body, finish the head. So if Baysangurov wins this fight, he will have a great opportunity to unify the titles by getting back to Bungridge to avenge his loss and unify IBF and WBO. He then can challenge Saul Alvarez for WBC belt and Mayweather for WBA belt as well. So here we are. But whoever wins this fight, any of these warriors, Conecny or Baysangurov, they are both worthy opponents, and it will be a very enjoyable fight to watch. Peace, hermanas.